All right, we are live. What is up, wave makers? We are here, and I have a very special guest, Miss Tina Joy Carroll. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome. All right, so we got a little impromptu Friday night training for everyone. We're going to keep this short and sweet, but I wanted to talk quickly and kind of interview Tina on this question about having a coach and some really just some mistakes. I think one of the most valuable things that we can do as leaders when we get to a point of creating success in our business is being able to say, okay, here's some roads that we traveled, here's some mistakes that we made, and these are things that we did that prevented us from having success. And we want to be able to share some of those things with everybody on the team really quick. So, first of all, do you have a coach? And I would love for everybody, if you're on Facebook right now in the group, wherever you're watching this, just drop a quick comment, tag someone who you look up to, and you say, I respect this person. This person is someone who has the results that I want, and they're a mentor, they're a coach, they're someone that I look up to, and someone you're going to listen to, and that's a big part of the conversation. And I just want to first, I'll just open up and let everyone know that there were many times, months and years, where I thought that I was just going to do it my way, and I was like, I know how to do it. I've had this level of success, and I'm going to just keep doing what I've always done. And then I would wonder why I didn't get any better results, right? And
Right.
so sometimes we have to just step back and ask ourselves, if I'm still getting the same results over and over and over again, or I'm still stuck, or I'm not having a breakthrough, we have to ask ourselves, why is that? And this conversation is one of those things that we're going to talk about here quickly for everyone to help you to have your breakthrough. So, who's your coach? Drop a quick comment. Let us know. Let's see who's out there that is mentoring you, that's helping you. And it could be multiple people. It doesn't have to be your sponsor or your upline. It could be anyone. But let's see who your coach is. And with that, Tina, let's just kind of dive in, and we'll see where the conversation goes.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited. So I'll just say this to add to what you were saying. I've been there too. I've been in a place where, the funny thing about pride and ego is it'll take you off track really, really quickly. And sometimes we don't even recognize that our behaviors are our pride and our ego. And so just from my experience, what I've personally experienced is sometimes my pride and ego has kept me from listening to the very people who were just trying to get me to the next level in this business and in life. And it took me humbling myself and just saying, okay, if what I was doing was working, it would have worked by now. Maybe I should listen to the people who are getting the results that I want. And that is true in all areas of my life. That's true in my fitness. That's true in my just in my habits with my marriage, with my business, in all areas of my life. I've been mentored by people who are where I want to be in that area, and listening to them has literally probably saved me 10, 20, 30 years because I just listened to what they had to say. And so I think it's so important to have this conversation, and just hopefully for the people watching, they won't be as stubborn as you and I were, and take as long to lean into and take advice from the people who are where they want to be.
Awesome. So what about people who want to go like hire a coach? And I bring this up because I know that there have been some people that have even reached out to us, and they're like, hey, someone's offering, for them to coach me, and they're going to be my coach, and it's going to cost me, X amount of hundreds or even thousands of dollars to go hire a coach, an expert out there. My personal opinion on that is that anyone who's not where you want to be in your business, realize that you've got leaders right now that will coach you, that will mentor you for free. Like, I personally have had people ask me, hey, will you coach me? Can I do personal one-on-one coaching? I'm like, sure. When you're on my team, it's free. Right? So
Right.
what would you say to somebody who's out there that may be asking that question?
So I think that's such a tricky thing because there's a lot of gurus out there. There's a lot of people out there. I even know them and am friends with some of them. And this isn't like to be mean spirited or anything like that. It's just that, are they where you actually would want to be? Do you know what results they've actually gotten? There's a lot of people out there that say that they've done the things, but have they done the things? And you know, we live in an information age. There's just so much free information on the internet, and then you're in a team with the best of the best. I'm not just saying that, it's the truth. I know Aaron was very intentional about who he joined when he made a move. I was super intentional about who I joined when I made a move, because I wanted to be aligned with people who could help my team too, not just who would help me, but who was going to be of benefit to my team. And so, you know, I think sometimes we get into a learning mode and not an action mode. And so I've had the same thing, Aaron, where people come up to me and they're like, "Hey, will you one-on-one coach me?" And they're even already on the team, and I'm like, "But we are. You just have to go take the action of the things we've already told you to do." Most of the time, and I bet you would agree with this, Aaron, is that it's not that people don't know what to do; they're just scared to do it. They're looking for an easier path to get to the end result that they want. And just instead of understanding that, you know, like with your results, you were the fastest emerald in our company history, 10-year company history, because you literally messaged 1,000 people. Like, that was the magic, right? Like, did you have experience in the industry? Yes, but none of that experience would have mattered if you didn't take the action. So most of the time, I think a lot of people's symptoms can be cured by just taking action on what they've already been taught by the amazing trainers that we already have here in the business. Just like we just finished this 10X Your List Blitz for um Black Friday, and you know, we had 6 incredible trainings. Like, if that should give you enough right there that you shouldn't need any more training. If you took the action on what those 6 trainings told you to do, you're going to be so busy you won't have time to look at anything else and get distracted. And so I remember years ago, Aaron, I was buying every course that was out. Like, I'd see it, buy it, see it, buy it, see it, buy it. And I was a collector of courses, and I was watching all the courses and I was taking all the notes. I've got the biggest, thickest notebooks of notes from all the courses that I took. But the problem was, I was just in learning mode and I was never in action mode. And so then I decided to do this. So this was my new rule for me. I was no longer allowed to buy another course or do another training until I'd taken action and got a result on the one I just did. That drastically changed how much I was out there thinking I needed training, because I didn't need as much training as I thought when I took the action and got a result.
I love that. And, you know, I'm still going to ask everyone who's watching live or replay, like, who's your coach? And really think about this. I want to kind of go back just through some of the experiences that I've been through in the industry. And like, I think back to other people, right? You know, we talked about like these generic coaches or other people who are going to charge you hundreds or thousands of dollars for coaching. And I'm just flat out telling people who ask me that you don't need that. You have people who are actually in the trenches, people that are actually in your company, who are living it, who are breathing it, who are actually getting results, the results that you want, and they're willing to teach you exactly what they're doing. Now, another conversation is, well, what about someone who's out there who maybe is in your business and they seem to be getting great results, but they are not really in the trenches. They're not really putting in the work, right? So there's a lot of different options here. And so the ultimate question is finding someone who you're willing to really listen to, and you're really willing to say, okay, maybe I don't know everything. Maybe I'm willing to say, okay, here's where I am. Things aren't progressing. I'm not getting to the next level. I'm ready to do what I need to do to get to that next level. Who are you listening to? And more importantly, who are you actually willing to shift your actions? I'll give you an example. When I got started with Tina, she was where I wanted to be. And I said, what did you do? What exactly did you do? How many people did you sign up? How fast did you do it? Tell me exactly what I need to do to get where you are. And she was my coach. And we worked together. And I never like wasted her time, but I was always willing to say, okay, maybe I don't know everything because I've gotten to this level of success and Tina is now having this level of success. I need to be willing to take a step back, to humble, to get my ego out of the way, to be very blunt, and say, I'm going to listen to her and I'm going to do what she's telling me to do because she's where I want to be. So sometimes that can be really difficult for people, but I just wanted to share that because I feel like that could definitely help somebody out there who's watching this right now. What are your thoughts, Tina?
Well, I think to add to that, and most people won't know this because they're not a part of you and I's conversations, but there have been a few times that I've had to come to you and say, "Hey, I don't think that's a great idea. I think you should do it this way." And never once did you like get your feelings hurt or get upset at me. You were just like, "Okay, if that's what you say, then I'll do it." And every time I did it, it shifted the results you got. And so, and not that that makes me better, because I don't want it to come across like that, because someone else, Jen Dowd or Bree or Kylie, taught me, right? And so I'm just then taking it and pouring it into my downline. And so I think that's super important too, is how well you receive the feedback, because it can sting. I mean, it really does. It doesn't matter at what level that you are when someone tells you, "Hey, what you're doing really would be better if you did it a different way." It kind of feels personal because that's how you were doing it. And so I think just being open and understanding that it if a leader is coming to you with constructive criticism, it's because they care about you and they care about the results you're getting. If they didn't care, they would just continue to let you do what you're doing and let you figure it out. And so, because someone is taking the opportunity to share with you where you can improve, you'll get better. I mean, I remember going to Jen Dowd back in January of this year, and I had been at Emerald, and I was just stuck at Emerald, and I just really wasn't kind of moving to the next level. And I was like, okay, I'm doing everything I know to do. I'm doing everything I've ever been taught. What am I missing? Jen, just tell me what I'm missing and I'll do it. I'll do anything you tell me to do. And she told me about welcome calls, and I was like, done, sold. And so, and I want you to hear me here when I say this. There wasn't a lot of new people coming in at the time for me to just go and do welcome calls with the brand new people, because we were kind of stuck. But I just started with the ones that were already in the business. So sometimes you're going to feel like you're just kind of trudging through mud to get to where you want to be. But then literally now there's so many people joining my organization, sometimes 100 or more a day. It's unbelievable. Why? Because I took action on what someone who had the results that I wanted in my business, in my company, told me to do, and I just did it. And so it's changed our entire life. And here's the really cool part. I'll tell you this. We were sharing, and many of you know Eric Worre. He's like the godfather of network marketing. He was asking about how we got where we were. Like, how did you go from where you were to where you are now? And I said, well, I started doing these things called welcome calls, where you just spend 15, 20 minutes on a Zoom with the brand newest person. He was like, that's the key. That's what I've been trying to get people to understand, if they'll just do stuff like that. And so, all that being said, of course he knew that already, right? And so just know that whenever you really do decide to lean into and take the action, and you're willing to do it, this is the bigger part. You're willing to do it for an extended period of time, with maybe without seeing a result right away. It's not like I still was Emerald for 2 more months. It didn't change my rank immediately, but then in March it did. In March I went Diamond, right? And so it took a few months of me being just all in, sold out, taking the action, but then the result came. And now it's like a snowball. You can't stop it.
Yeah, I love your story, what you just shared, and I know that Sarah Hollinsworth, and there was Jordy. There's so many people that they get stuck at a rank, and then a lot of people will quit. A lot of people will get frustrated. It's not working. I'm stuck at this rank. I'm not where I want to be. And guess what they all had in common? they were willing to take a step back, look in the mirror, and say, okay, what am I not doing that I should be doing? And let me go find someone, a coach or mentor, sponsor, upline, and say, hey, I need a reevaluation of my actions, and I'm willing to make the change. What do I need to do? And so be willing to have that conversation with your sponsor, with your upline, and make sure that you drop the guard, like Tina said. Don't take offense to it if they tell you don't do this instead, because they truly want to see you succeed. So make sure it's someone that you look up to, you respect, and heed the advice. And remember, it doesn't always happen overnight. Sometimes it takes a month, 2 months, 3 months of making those shifts, those changes, and then the results start to come in. So I think this can really help a lot of people who are stuck, not where they want to be. And I just wanted to do this quick little training for the team. And if this helped anyone, let us know. Drop a like, drop a comment. If you have any questions, let us know. Tina, any other final thoughts for everybody?
Yeah, I would just say I want to give you a task to go do. Like this could be your first moment of being coachable, and having someone to listen to. And I'm going to take a page right out of Aaron's book. This isn't mine; it's Aaron's. Go message 100 people. Go message 100 people before the weekend is over, and let us know when you do, and track it. Write down their names, track how many respond, track how many you ATM, track how many end up signing up from you and buying a product from you. You'll be amazed at what will happen if you'll just take the very basic action of just messaging people.
I love that. The only thing I would add to that is don't do one message a day. Success loves speed.
Yeah.
You want to be in a race, and I would even say get a whiteboard, get a poster board, a spreadsheet, however you want to do it, and say, okay, I'm going to message 100 people as fast as I can. Now, ideally, these are Facebook friends of yours, people you're already in connection with somehow, because they already kind of know you a little bit. They're probably going to see your message instead of just cold messaging 100 strangers, which that's a whole nother thing. Start with your Facebook contacts, but do it as fast as you can. Make sure you use their name. Don't send your link until they're ready to review the information, all those things. But yes, send the messages, be consistent, and go fast. So thank you, Tina. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the guidance, the mentorship always. And we are so grateful for you and all that you do for the team. Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.